So my name is Haset Moloro, and I'm 17 years old, and I am an incoming freshman at UCSD. So one of my favorite hobbies that brings me joy is singing. I truly enjoy singing, and although I'm like a beginner guitar player, I truly enjoy this. And something else that I really enjoy is running long distance. I think it's a very challenging sport, and it honestly challenges you like none other things, and it helps me mentally. A lot of people say that track is more mental than it is physical, and I truly believe that's real. And I think growing in this sport, hopefully in the future, will help me become not only physically stronger, but mentally stronger. The way that I prepare for a mentally challenging day is prayer. That's a very big thing in my family. I grew up in a Christian household, and so prayer is honestly like the immediate default that I go to whenever I'm anxious or there's something challenging ahead of me throughout the day. And making my concerns known to God truly helps me have more calm and more peace about that. So when I was younger, I've grown up in a household where we speak primarily Amharic, which is a native language in Ethiopia. And my parents are immigrants from Ethiopia, although I was born here, including my younger sister. And so growing up in a household where I spoke Amharic at home, and then I went to school and I spoke English, was kind of challenging because I was an English language learner as well. And this sort of put me behind my peers. And in kindergarten, I was actually supposed to repeat a grade level, but my teacher had ultimately threw an ultimatum at my mother, and my mother decided that instead of repeating the grade, that she would help me to read over the summer and develop that skill. And so she bought books, she used certain television programs, certain toys that would help me gain this skill. And then the following school year, I was able to read just like my peers. And now reading, going to the library is something that I'm very fond of, and overcoming that challenge has truly helped me. And although sometimes I do think growing up with another language, primarily hearing another language at home, does have its setbacks, I think it's helped me understand myself a little more. And although I have to work a little harder than others sometimes, that's okay, because I truly do appreciate my roots, and my mother's resourcefulness and her tenacity truly inspires me. I would say definitely be willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. I think that's truly one of the only ways that you're going to learn and become a stronger person. And then I also think focusing on your own dreams and goals rather than comparing that to maybe your friends or those around you is also big, because what your path is going to look like is going to be different than others. And truly being honest with yourself and realizing what you have to do to get to where your dreams or your goals are is big. So I just completed high school, and throughout my senior year, I am a part of an organization called Reality Changers, and it is basically a nonprofit that serves first-generation students in San Diego County, City Heights County. And so for seniors, they have a month where they send multiple scholarships. I think it's called 20 and 28 scholarships, where a scholarship is sent every day, and our responsibility is to complete it, obviously at our own willingness. And I completed all the scholarships that applied to me throughout that year, and I've got over $25,000 in scholarships, and this is something that I am proud of, because I realized even during a season that was very busy for me, I made it a goal of mine to apply for these scholarships, to find a way to pay for college. And it's truly something that I'm proud of, because now I'm seeing the fruition of it, and it's going to help me have a college experience as a first generation student. Some of my long-term goals is I do have the hope of going into medicine, but yeah, I do have the hopes of going into medicine, although I'm not entirely sure what that will look like quite yet. I do want to sort of intersect medicine with public policy because I really like advocating for children and humanitarian causes. So in the future, I do hope to sort of find an intersection between public policy and medicine where I get to serve children and families, and I also get to sort of advocate for them. My personal definition of success is fulfilling my God-given purpose in this earth, and although I'm still, obviously learning about that, I think that's truly what success means to me because I'm doing what my Creator essentially has intended for me to do, and I'm living the life that He intended for me to live. So that's truly success for me. What makes me the most happiest is spending quality time with my family. Tomorrow is never promised, and spending time with those you love most, and just your family and your friends, and building those relationships and really pouring into other people and allowing yourself to also be poured into really develops your character.